Hello, friends, and welcome to your weekly reading with me, Intuitive Rene. We are doing the reading for the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. I do work my weekly readings from Sunday through to Saturday, just so that we are ready and prepared for the week ahead, so that we have this information ready the day before we start a working week. That's my theory behind it anyway. And if you are new here, or welcome, I do hope that you're going to enjoy this particular reading. We cover quite a lot of information in these weekly readings. So we start off with what I have on table here in front of me at the moment is the theme, or the cards that we're going to use to get the theme for the week ahead. So we use the Word of the Year Oracle, which are these two colored piles over here, and then I have an oracle deck that we're going to use as well to get the theme. Now, for those of you who are returning, welcome. Gosh, we have had some repeats with these words over the last couple of weeks. I don't know how many of you have actually noticed that, but there certainly have been some repeats, and I'm hoping we get something different. But you know what? We have to take what we get, don't we? So we've had, like I said, we've had quite a few repeats. I should actually start writing them down because I don't actually keep a track. But I just, every time the words come up, like, oh, this is so familiar, this is so familiar. And then I see, like, last 2 weeks, I think we had delight coming through twice. So definitely some repeated energies coming through. So once we've done the theme for the week ahead, we then move into the animal energy for the week. So I like to draw an animal card to see what animal is working with us, or what animal properties we can work with for the week ahead. And then we do a crystal. So we draw a crystal to use for the week ahead, which comes with an affirmation and also all sorts of other information. And once we've done that, we're going to move into our elemental readings, which are individual readings for the signs of the zodiac, grouped by the element. So the elements being fire, earth, air, and water. And once we've done that, we do the Q&A with spirit, drawing a question and drawing answers to that using the tarot. And then finally, for those of you on the motivated or activated tiers of my YouTube channel, there is a bonus reading for you guys as well. So there is a lot of information in this particular reading, and I think that's why I enjoy it so much, because it's so varied and there's so much going on, and I just love it. And to help you navigate all the different components or aspects of the reading, there are timestamps and or chapters, however you want to reference them. So if you just look at this little time bar across the bottom here, the little red bar, if you put your mouse on it, you will see that it actually shows you the different chapters. And if you click on them, then generally speaking, on the side of, especially if you're on computer, on the side of the screen here, it'll actually show you all the different chapters that you can click on and move around the reading or the video as it suits you. All right. So yeah, we've had quite a week here in KZN, South Africa, where I am. The last week we've had some disastrous flooding happening, and massive loss of lives, and massive loss of property and infrastructure. Personally, myself, we had no water and electricity for a couple of days. The water, electricity is back, but the water is dribs and drabs. It's on and it's off, and it's on and it's off. So it's been scary, to say the least. But anyway, we are here, we are functional, and we are moving on and looking forward to the resurrection. I have to use that word, the resurrection of our lives, of who we are. So yes, it is the Easter weekend, and if you haven't already watched the Pick a Card that was released on Thursday last week, it was about what needs resurrecting in your life. And I actually recorded that video before the floods, before the storm, before the disaster struck. So do go and watch that Pick a Card video if you haven't done already. All right, I'm going to stop babbling. Let's get into our weekly reading. We're going to start off with our Word of the Year Oracle. I'm just going to move this Oracle deck out of the way for now. I don't even know where to put it. Let's stick it over there. Okay, so we are shuffling Word of the Year Oracle. We're taking a single card from each of these two piles. Each of them has just a single word on it, and the two words together give us the theme for the week ahead. And we're asking for no more repeats, unless, of course, we absolutely need the repeats. You can see that I am shuffling. You can see that I am being not selecting cards with any kind of prior intent. I am clear, and we're asking for a word, our theme for the week ahead, the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. And I'm taking that one. Right, putting the orange cards away. Let's shuffle the green. So we're looking for the second word that gives us our theme for the week ahead, for the week of the 17th to the 23rd of, did you see that one? It was delight again. We don't want delight. Or do we? Or do we? Or do we? Let's see what wants to come through. Okay, let's do that. And I am going to grab that one over there. Right, so I'm almost nervous to turn them over in case we've got repeats again. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Thriving, I'm liking that. Thriving, pause. Now, honestly, these are like conflicting, aren't they? Because to me, thriving is active and it's busy and it's, it's doing. It's a movement card, okay? Because if something is thriving, it's doing well, it's accumulating, it's growing, it's developing. And pause is the complete opposite of that. But I think what this is immediately, what I'm getting from this is it's not so much about the thriving as it is about just taking stock, stopping what you're doing. I'm doing the timeout, okay? Stopping what we're doing to acknowledge where we are, acknowledge what is thriving. Because again, in the neighborhood, in my neighborhood at the moment, we are dealing with so much loss, so much suffering, and so much a tragedy. So sometimes we have to pause, and sometimes actually want to just do it that way so that we can fit more on camera. So what we need to do is we need to take a minute to stop everything that we are, everything that we're doing, and everything that we have in order to appreciate, to acknowledge, to notice that which is thriving in our lives. And I also think the pause forces us to stop doing so that we can appreciate, so that we can enjoy, and so that we can experience that which is thriving in our lives at the moment. So again, even though we've got so much tragedy, and not just here in my neighborhood, but world over, there's suffering taking place on so many different levels. And when we are in a good place, when we are in a place of thriving, of success, of enjoyment, of all of those kind of things, instead of allowing ourselves to be pushed or driven to continue building, continue thriving, continue accomplishing and achieving, sometimes it's important to stop and to sort of take stock, to sort of just appreciate and enjoy that which you have created and manifest and developed for yourself. So thriving pause to me actually is quite important, because it's basically saying, take the time to enjoy and appreciate that which you have, and don't always feel this desire or this need to accumulate more, when actually pausing and appreciating that which you've created is actually what's truly, truly important. Right, and the next I want to do is to look at this oracle deck. And this oracle deck is the Daily Healing Cards for Awakening Your Best Self by Ina Siegel. So these are the oracle deck that I am working with today. They're beautiful. So they've all got this kind of flower of life symbol on it, but then they have different backgrounds. So you can see how different they all are with the different images. So shuffling, I try not allow myself to be influenced by the colors, although I do appreciate and enjoy the colors. But we're looking for a single card that's going to that's going to complete or add to or work with thriving pause as our theme for the week ahead. So from the daily healing cards, what card do we need? What is important and significant? What can add to a thriving pause for the week ahead? Okay, so cards are shuffled, and I am going to do that, and I'm taking that one over there. All right, put them out of the way. So we have what looks like, I don't know if it's sunrise or sunset, but the sun coming up over a field of poppies by the looks of it. And you know what, I think that is a reminder, because isn't that the best time to pause, is when the sun's coming up in the morning? If you ever watch the sunrise, we sort of stop everything that we're doing. We even stop conversation. We stop and we just be, we just appreciate, we just enjoy knowing the potential of what's going to come up from this new day. And the pause is the introspection, it's the reflection, and it's just the being in the now. So far I'm loving where it's going. And its message is, don't be afraid to slow down. You see, look at this. I can't make this stuff up, guys. Don't be afraid to slow down, as this is when you can make real inner changes. And that talks so beautifully to our thriving pause. You know, just because you're paused, it doesn't mean that you're not still thriving, that you're not still moving, changing, evolving, adapting, growing, succeeding, achieving, accomplishing. I could go on. You know, pausing is actually something that we do to value and appreciate that which we have, that which we have created. And again, just to read that one more time, don't be afraid to slow down, as this is when you can make real inner changes. When we feel this need to keep moving, to keep going, to keep growing, to keep accomplishing and achieving the whole time, it really does put unnecessary pressure on us, unnecessary pressure that then takes away the thrive, it takes away the appreciation of our accomplishments. So sometimes it is important to just stop all activity and to just pause, to see, to appreciate, to even notice how much you have accomplished and achieved in your life. All right. We're now going to move on to our animal reading for the week ahead, and I am working with the Spirit Animal Oracle. I just love the artwork in this particular deck, and you know, it is a deck full of animals, full of different creatures and different animals. So as we shuffle this card or this deck, we're asking for a single animal whose energies and properties we can lean on for the week ahead. So what energies and properties, animal energies and properties, mindsets and understandings can we work with for the week ahead, the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. Okay, cards are shuffled, put them back together, and I like to just cut like that and take straight off the top. Let's have a look and see what animal energy are we working with, or can we work with this week. We have got card 28, beautiful frog spirit, and it tells you to clear out the clutter. And you know what, of course, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. And how do we clear out the clutter? You know, let's just elaborate or unpack that a little bit. How do we clear out the clutter? First of all, by pausing, by recognizing the abundance that you have around you. Now, the abundance is a positive. It could also be a negative. Clutter is generally considered to be a negative, but clutter can also be a positive, because if you have been thriving for such a long time and accumulating a lot around you, it doesn't matter whether the accumulation is a tangible or an intangible, but when you've been accumulating quite a lot around you, and I say intangible, and I'm thinking it could be around emotions, it could be around acquaintances, friendships, people, hangers honors. It could be around physical stuff that we need to clear out. So it's about the mental, emotional, physical, you know, psychological, all of these things. Clutter doesn't always have to reference physical items that, you know, people are hoarding and holding on to. But in order to clear out the clutter, you have to pause to notice it. You have to pause to notice, what are you accumulating an excess of, in order to determine if it's a good thing or if it's clutter. Now, frog energy, on the other hand, you don't often see a frog like casually walking. When you see a frog, they're either still, they're either paused, okay, they're either waiting, or they are leaping and jumping and moving that way, or swimming in the water. But you don't often see a frog, well, actually, I haven't seen a frog like walking, okay, moving in that way. Everything a frog does is from a pause mode to a thrive mode, because it's a pause to a jump. It's that kind of, it's either one or the other. But we need to understand that a frog generally, well, I suppose it depends on the kind of frog, whether they're tree frogs or whether they're water frogs or whether they are whatever it is. But clearing out the clutter, they hold on to nothing. They hold on to nothing. They keep nothing around them. And we've got to learn from that kind of frog energy. We've got to learn from that kind of mindset. But in order to be that, in order to take on the energies of the frog, we need to acknowledge that which we have, in this particular case, strong hind legs for jumping, nice fingers, if I can call them that, to hold on to, suckers to hold on to. So recognizing that which you have in abundance, what you have, what you're thriving with, and then pausing to recognize it, acknowledge it, to work with it, to appreciate it. And then while you're there, to clear out the clutter so that we're not holding on to or carrying anything unnecessary in our lives. But again, we're not going to notice that if we don't stop, if we don't pause before the leap, before the jump, before the big change of the change of angle, the change of everything that we have going for us. All right, I'm sure we've got glare. No glare there, right? So frog spirit, you're going to live over there for us, clearing out the clutter. So friends, next on the agenda, we have got the crystal reading for the week ahead. So I have my deck of crystal cards. There are 100 different crystals listed here, and we're going to give them a shuffle. We're looking for a single crystal whose properties and energies we can work with for the week ahead. We will look to see the affirmation that comes with it, the chakras that are associated with it, the meaning and interpretation of the crystal as well. And if we don't have a piece of this crystal in our possession, we can use just the information on the card, a picture of it off Google, whatever it is, and it'll have the same effect on each one of us. So what crystal energy do we all need for the week ahead? Crystal energy that we can work with for the week ahead. Let's have a look and see what we get. Okay. Cards are shuffled as best as I can, cutting the deck over there and taking it off the top. So let's have a look and see what crystal energy we have for the week ahead. We've got ocean jasper. So ocean jasper can help to relieve stress and worry, as well as opening the communication channels. It is a grounding stone that can boost your optimism and lift your spirit. It can increase self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. Its element is earth and water. The chakra is the heart or the solar plexus, heart and solar plexus. And the affirmation that it gives us is, I am stress-free and confident. So take a screenshot, write it down, save it, work with it. I love ocean jasper. So ocean jasper is that beautiful green, and it's got that kind of brown. So it's almost like you're looking at the ocean from the sky and you're seeing like all these little islands. So the brown little bits would represent the land and the green would represent the deep ocean. So ocean jasper, beautiful, beautiful crystal energy to work with for the week. And I love the fact that it is about relieving stress and worry and about opening channels of communication, because again, what we all need to be focusing on in life at the moment is, how do we recognize who we are? How do we clear the clutter? Through communication, but also through letting go the stress and the worry. Because often the clutter that we have, and again, when I refer to the clutter, I'm referring to it on all levels, okay? The clutter that we have often comes through stress, worry, and anxiety. We often hold on to stuff because of our emotional situation. And the best way to work through that and to clear that is through communication. And just to remind you on this card, I should actually leave it the other way around as a reminder. Don't be afraid to slow down, as this is when you can make real inner changes. So I'm going to leave it that way, just so not that you can really read it all that well. But I'm loving that with this frog spirit, we have got the greens and the browns coming through in the artwork. We've got the ocean jasper, the green and the brown goldish, and we've got the goldish brown color coming through here as well. So again, definitely a theme developing. And friends, the theme for the week ahead, looking at all of this that we have, we need to understand what the word thrive means. Does thrive mean exist? Or does thrive mean exist and do well and have an abundance and have extra and have all that your heart desires as well as a little bit more? But if we don't stop, and that's what we've got happening with all of these here, is that stop motion of being able to look at what we have, to look at who we are, to look at what we've got going in our lives, to value, to appreciate, to recognize, and also to make sure that we're staying focused and staying on the road, on the direction that we need to be, that we want to be, so that we're not moving in a direction of accumulation of things that actually have no purpose. All right, because we don't want, because then we need to do some serious decluttering. If you're accumulating things that have no purpose, have no value, have no significance in your life, then what is its meaning? What is its purpose? So don't be afraid to slow down. When we slow down, it doesn't mean that you're stopping. It doesn't mean that you're no longer thriving. When you slow down, it means that you're actually paying attention to your environment, to your surroundings. And that pause moment, the epiphanies, the understandings, the truth that you will uncover during those pause moments are truly, truly important. So let's be like that frog. And ocean jasper reminding you that it'll help to relieve your stress and your worry, and it'll open up the channel communications. a grounding stone that will boost your optimism and lift your spirit. It can be used to increase self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth. Good. We're now going to move on to our elemental readings for the week ahead. So the way that the elemental readings work, as I mentioned earlier on, we have 12 signs of the zodiac, and each sign of the zodiac does have an associated element. The elements are fire, earth, air, and water. So what I basically do is I do a single reading per element, which incorporates the zodiac signs that fall under that element. So it's just to give each one of you some kind of personal message for the week ahead, but categorized by elements, just so that I don't have to do 12 individual readings. I then just do the 4 individual readings, but everybody then is getting something specific. Fire signs are our Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Air signs is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And water signs is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All right. So the tarot deck I am going to work with for this particular reading is the Gift of Life Tarot. I love this deck. This is what's called a photography deck. So this was created by an amazing lady by the name of Alice Smeets. So she is a photographer, and these photos were taken over many, many years, not taken with the intention of becoming a tarot deck. She was just traveling the world and capturing moments and capturing emotions. Oh, one of my favorites. Just look at his face. Look at one of, and eventually, after she had thousands and thousands and thousands of photos that she had captured around the world, she decided that she thought they would be make a good tarot deck. So she then went through them, making sure that she picked images that referenced the tarot meaning, and she's actually done, I think this is her second or third tarot deck that she's done based off her photography. And honestly, it really is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And I've chosen it this week. I mean, just look at the happiness and the joy on the face. Isn't she gorgeous? I just absolutely love it. There's such a realness. There's such an honesty. There's just so much that we can learn from this particular artwork. So Alice Smeets, beautiful individual who has created a beautiful tarot deck. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to have this particular deck. So I thought with our elemental readings today that I would use the Gift of Life Tarot. So we're going to start off with the fire signs, being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I am going to shuffle the deck and lay out a couple of cards, and let's have a look. Fire signs, and see what the week ahead has in store for you. Cards are quite a bit bigger than a normal tarot deck, so shuffling can be a bit of a challenge for me. Thankfully, it's not an overly thick deck, so not too bad. All right, giving the cards just a little bit of a shuffle. So fire signs for the week ahead, we're looking at Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April. What is in store for you for the week ahead? Apparently that one. I know if it's just bad shuffling or if it's a card that actually wants to be selected. Okay, so we've got that one over there, which is the 7 of Earth, and I'm going to draw another one over there for you, fire signs, and here we have it. All right, I'm actually going to put these off camera. Actually, I'll just leave them over there, then they're out of the way. So fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, we have got the 7 of Earth and we have got the 2 of Water. The 7 of Earth, I mean, again, the artwork is just beautiful. So here we have 3 little girls who have been given a plant. The plant has developed into almost a something, okay? And they've been given it, and they have been told how to take care of it, how to nurture it, and how to look after it, so that eventually, in a couple of years' time, this little plant will develop into a tree and will actually be able to nourish them and give them something. But they're being taught lessons in patience. They're being taught lessons in thinking things through to the end, recognizing that you can't hurry things on, that sometimes patience and tenacity and perseverance and all of those things are important, and also about thinking about the future, thinking about long-term goals. So that's what the Seven of Earth is all about. So for the fire signs, this is Spirit saying to you, this week ahead is about starting something that you may not benefit from right now. It may take a while before you start benefiting from this, but if you don't put the work into it now, if you don't put the attention and effort into something now, you're not going to have anything to benefit from in the long run. So do whatever you need to do now, but understand that the work that you do this week, you may not see any results of it. You may not see any benefit of it this week. It may only be something that will come to you much, much later on. Connected to it as well, we have the Two of Water. So water is the suit of cups, and the suit of cups is about emotions, it's about feelings, it's about relationships. And what we have over here is, we've got two people in the boat over there who are fishing, and obviously working as a team, working together, means that they can accomplish so much more. And even these two little kids in front here, they are playing together, swimming together in the water. And if you've ever done that, swimming on your own is fine and it's okay, but it's so much more fun when doing it with somebody else. And I do think, again, fire signs, this is Spirit saying to you, don't feel like you have to do everything on your own. Whatever you're working on this week, bring somebody in, work with somebody, team up with somebody in order to not only share the load, but to make sure that whatever you're working on and whatever you're working towards, that there will be more to gain, more to see, more to take, more to achieve at the end of it. Remember, we are thriving, but we have to pause in order to understand that which we are thriving about. And Spirit's message to you, fire signs, is don't do everything on your own. Teaming up with somebody, working with somebody could be advantageous to you, could certainly be beneficial, and can certainly help you in the week ahead. But understand that everything that you're doing, you may not see rewards of it now. It may still take some time. Good. So fire signs, you know what your week ahead has in store for you. I need to rearrange everything. Hopefully not going to have too much glare over there. I think that's going to be fine. All right. Next, we move on to our earth signs. So earth signs, that was bad shuffling. I'll pick it up now. Earth signs being Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Let's have a look and see what's in store for you for the week ahead. We're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. So earth signs, what's in store for you? Let's just, if I can hold the cards properly and give it just a little bit of a shuffle. And cutting the deck over there, and we're going to draw straight off the top. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, we have got the Nine of Air, and my two favorite cards. I showed them just now when I was flipping through the deck. All right, so Nine of Air, I mean, the emotion on our little fella's face here, you can see that he's struggling. You can see that life isn't easy. You can see that there is so much pain and suffering. But you know what? As much as he is pausing, just want to recognize that. As much as he is pausing and as much as he is lying there saying, I don't know what's next. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change my situation. I don't know how to improve where I am. So for now, I'm just going to rest. For now, I'm just going to lie here. And while he's doing that, while he's just lying there and almost just allowing the moment to be, through that, opportunity for change, opportunity for growth, opportunity for improvement will come. But if he, in his weakened state, if he was getting up and trying to do things, all he would be doing is weakening himself to such a point until there was just no way out. But by taking a minute, by taking as much time as he needs to rest, to lie still, to not waste his energy, that is where his mind is working, where other people around him are working, where people are coming together with solutions to his current situation. But if he was trying to do things for himself, he would be actually making his situation worse. Now, with it, the justice. Now, what we have on this particular artwork is a very wise gentleman. In his community, he is seen as an elder. In his community, he is seen as somebody who is full of wisdom, who is full of comprehension. He's full of compassion. He's full of understanding. But he also understands the difference between right and wrong. So he is actually, in his in his community. He is the one that people go to when facing difficult decisions and difficult challenges. He is the wise counsel that people go to. And he certainly has that look on his face, doesn't he? You know, he's not going to want to chat about the weather. He's not going to want to, you know, talk about, he's not going to want to be spending too much time getting involved in pleasantries, but he's going to give you honest truth. And if you are the problem, he's going to tell you. If you are doing something wrong, he's going to tell you. And he may not do it in the best of ways. He's just going to be honest and upfront with you, because that's his function, that's his role, and that's who he is. So earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Spirit is saying to you this week, pay attention to your challenges, pay attention to your weaknesses, pay attention to what you personally are going through, and don't feel afraid. Like, take that time to pause, take that time to reflect, take that time to acknowledge where you are and what you're going through at the moment, but also realize that sometimes we could do things, but then we would be doing the wrong thing. Sometimes we not, or what we are doing is the wrong thing, and what we're not doing is the wrong thing. So we have to understand the difference between right and wrong. We have to understand the difference between what you should be doing, what you can be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and what you can't be doing. And the message that's coming through for you earth signs is for the week ahead. Acknowledge your weaknesses, if I may call them that. Acknowledge the hindrances and the things that are in your way or blocking you at the moment, and take the time to pause, take the time to reflect, take the time to be very much honest with yourself around what you are going through, but rest, allow yourself a chance to do nothing. And the Justice card is saying that through that pause, through that rest, through that internal reflection, you will then absolutely be able to work your way out of it by then understanding the truth of what needs to be done. So you're not going to uncover truth by doing. You're going to uncover truth by not doing. Okay, so for the week ahead, for all my earth signs, it's about recognizing that you will thrive by pause. You will thrive by giving yourself time, by giving the situation time that it needs to just settle. Allow the dust to settle, allow the storm to settle, allow the water to settle, allow the emotions to settle before you do anything. And in that stillness, in that pause, is where you're going to learn the truth behind the situation, behind your circumstance, and what it is that you need to be doing. Good. So earth signs, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps you for the week ahead. Sending lots of love and blessings your way for that. And we're moving now on to our air signs being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we're looking at the week of the 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. What's in store for you this week? What do you need to know? What do you need to be aware about? What is important and significant for you for the week ahead? These cards are quite a bit bigger than usual, so shuffling can be a little bit of a challenge for me. As you all know, I am a terrible shuffler. There we go. I'm happy with that. Right, let's cut the deck over there. And for our air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we have got the Son of Water, and we have the Mother of Air. I'm loving this. Right, I'm just going to leave the tarot there for a second. Okay, so air signs, when we look at the Son of Water, we have this young man standing on the water's edge. I mean, he is just living his best life, isn't he just? I love how he's got his little pet bird with him, and you know, he doesn't care what he looks like, he doesn't care, but he is so happy. He has got everything his heart desires and so much more. What he does have in buckets is enthusiasm. You know, he's just so happy with life. He's just so happy that he can play outside. He's got freedom. He's got opportunity. He's got everything his heart desires. He does not have a care in the world. And, you know, he doesn't think about any worries. He's got no concerns. He is just absolutely living his best life. He's taking advantage of where he's at, of the situation around him. And he is just living his best life. And the message for you, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this is Spirit saying, don't get too caught up in the who, the where, the why, and the what. Okay, just like every single day, just look at, right, where am I? What am I dealing with? And let me just make the most of whatever and wherever I am. Let's not overthink things. Let's not get over dramatic around anything. So if you're at work, make the best of it. Find things that you can do in the workplace that brings you that sense of accomplishment and that sense of joy, that sense of being, because Son of Water, that's who he is. He is just, and he's enthusiastic, and he's so super eager, and he expresses it. He doesn't internalize anything. Everything that he's thinking and everything that he's feeling, he shares with everybody. And if nobody wants to talk to him, he'll talk to his bird. He'll talk to his friend. He'll talk to whoever, but he is very expressive in his enthusiasm and in his excitement. And this is what we need. Okay. So air signs, you need to be in the now, in the moment for the whole week, and you need to just be expressing your enthusiasm for the week ahead. Connected to our Son of Water, we have got the Mother of Air. So this is the Queen of Swords in traditional tarot. So, I mean, I love her in her beautiful pink outfit. She really does look gorgeous. She's got a smile on her face. She's quite content and she's quite happy. But let me tell you, she is about structure. She's about rules. She's about doing the proper things. She's about, I almost want to say, ritual, okay, but not ritual as in big rituals, but in about daily rituals, and about, these are the things that you have to do on a daily basis. Have you woken up and brushed your teeth and had a bath and said your prayers? You can't skip any one of them because they're all equally important. And her message is that as much as we are saying, let's just be in the moment, let's just be in the now, and let's just appreciate, validate, and take the most of the opportunity that you have on a day-to-day basis. Don't forget your basics. Don't forget the things that are truly important. So Mother of Air is reminding you that there are certain things that you have to do every day, and only once you've accomplished your ritual, accomplished your daily chores, your daily tasks, your daily things that keep you grounded, keep you honest, keep you real, keep you pure, only then can you go outside and play. So she's sort of reminding you that as much as we want to go out there and play and talk to our friends and live this life of happiness and joy, we have to do our basic things first. There is no deviating from that. You can't say, oh, I'll do it later. I can almost hear this little boy saying to his mom, no, mommy, I don't want to do it now. I'll do it later. Let me go play. And then when I come back, no, she's telling you, do it now. And as much as she's got a smile on her face, I want to say she means business, okay? She's not going to let you get away with it. She is going to make sure that you cover your basics first. Do the basic things that are important and significant in life, and then you can go and spend the rest of the day playing and doing the things that you want to do. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this is Spirit saying to you, as much as it is a week to take advantage of every single moment, to do your best in every single moment, but to also just enjoy and have fun in every single moment. Just get on and do the chores, the things that you need to do first, so that you don't have any worry, because he's got like not a single care in the world, because he's done all the things that's expected of him. And now he is free to enjoy and appreciate and play. But he is thriving in the best way possible because he's following the basic rules of life as well. All right. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, interesting week ahead for you. And I do hope that helps and guides you on your journey. We're now going to move on to our water signs. Water signs being Cancerians, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's see. Gift of Life Tarot. What message, oops, bad shuffling. What message do you have for our water signs? Cancerian, Scorpios, and Pisces. And this is the week of the 17th. Can't shuffle them that way. 17th to the 23rd of April 2022. A Gift of Life Tarot, incredibly large, beautiful deck, shuffled. Let's see for our water signs, Cancerian, Scorpio, and Pisces. Oh, I'm so glad she came through. I just love, it's one of my favorites from this particular deck. Actually, I can put the deck away now because that's the last we need from it. All right. So the two cards that we have here, we've got the World and the Lovers. Water signs, we've got two major arcana cards, which does talk about significance, talks about a big week, it talks about an important week. The World card is about recognizing that you have achieved, that you have accomplished, that you have come full circle. And once we've come full circle, coming full circle is the thrive. You thrived in order to come full circle, to achieve everything that you need to do. And once we've got there, so she has been presented and sashed, if I can put it that way. She's been given her trophy, been given her reward, been given her acknowledgements for all the effort and all the work that she's done, okay? But then she takes the time to pause, to value and appreciate. We then have the Lover's card coming through over here, and the Lover's card is about union, it is about celebration, it is about acknowledgement, but the Lover's card is also about choice, because the Lover's card says to you that you have to choose who you want to spend your time with. Who are you unionizing with? Who are you connecting with? Who are you partnering with? And understanding that once you've made that decision, that is your decision, and you have to stick with the consequences of it as well. But in the meantime, we're going to just celebrate. We're going to enjoy the union. We're going to enjoy the connection. We're going to enjoy being together. But in the meantime, we're going to pay attention to what we have accomplished, to all that we have accomplished, all that we have achieved, and we're going to celebrate it. We're going to spend time in this moment just enjoying, appreciating, and celebrating that which we have, recognizing that you do have freedom of choice. Of course you do. Every moment of every day, you have freedom of choice to choose what you want to do. But you have to understand that once you've made a decision, you can't then change your mind because things are not working out. You have to stay committed to the decisions and the choices, and recognizing that this is what you've been doing your whole life. You know, you've been doing this for the longest time, that you are recognizing all that you have accomplished and all that you have achieved. And it's about, you know, now that she's received her reward, it's about celebrating and just reveling in that moment of appreciation, that moment of joy, not worrying about the people behind you who maybe are not so enthusiastic, who are maybe, you know, maybe even a little bit jealous of what you have accomplished. But don't worry about that. You enjoy your celebration. You enjoy your accomplishments, and let everybody else deal with theirs, because maybe by you coming full circle and achieving everything that you need to do, maybe that's the motivation that everybody else needs in order to achieve theirs. But understand that longevity and making choices and making decisions and sticking with it for the long time is what will get you to where you need to be. So water signs, it certainly looks like a good week for you guys, a week of acknowledgement and achievement and attainment, thriving, pausing to value and appreciate that, and then making choices and decisions for our next cycle and next adventure. Good. All right, friends. I think they're going to be in the way there. I think so. I shouldn't have done them that way, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. So we now move on to everybody's favorite, and that is our Q&A with Spirit. So Q&A with Spirit, I have got my deck of questions, and we're going to shuffle the deck of questions, and we're looking for a single question that Spirit would like us to chat about, a single question that Spirit would like us to spend a bit of time on today. So what is a question that Spirit feel is something that we all are thinking, that we need to be thinking, and a question that Spirit would like to answer for us today with a tarot reading? So what is a question that is on our minds, or a question that we need to be thinking about right now? Okay, and I am going to take that question over there. Put the question deck away for a second. Let's have a look and see what is our question of the week. Oh, how can I learn to get out of my own way? So, wow, I love it. So how can I learn to get out of my own way? The things that are coming at me is the fact that we are in our own way, that we are our own worst enemies, aren't we? That we know what we want to do. We know that there's many things we want to do, and we know how we need to do it, but we don't actually get around to doing it because we are in our own way. You know, we are our own worst critics. We are our own worst critics and our own worst enemies and our own worst everything. So how can I learn to get out of my own way? I think is such an interesting question. And to answer it, I'm going to work with the Good Karma Tarot. I used this for our last week's pick a card, so you may recognize it already. It's been out on my desk the whole week because I am so loving this deck. Actually, you know what? I am going to just rearrange these because They are taking up quite a bit of space on the table. So let's just do that. Sorry, I am bumping everything, but just so that I have a little bit of space to shuffle the cards without destroying all the other tarot. So friends, how can I learn to get out of my own way? You know, when I look at our theme for the week ahead, when I look at our crystal and animal energy for the week, when I look at what we've covered now in each of the elemental readings, it's clear that we're all doing well, okay? Under the circumstances, with everything that's going on in life, in your life and in the world around us, we are doing actually quite well. Sorry, really moving everything around. We're all doing quite well. But the problem is that we get so caught in our heads. We get so caught in our minds. We get so caught in our thinking, in our fears and our expectations and things like that. And it's our fears and our insecurities and the thoughts that we have that are restricting and limiting us. And that is what and how you are getting in your own way. When you think to yourself, oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, I mustn't do that. Oh no, it won't work for me. Oh no, that won't happen. That won't work out. Oh, I shouldn't even bother. I shouldn't even try. Those kind of thoughts is what's getting in your way. So we're asking Spirit, how can we learn to get out of our own way? And we have got the Five of Swords. I know I've bumped all the cards. Page of Coins and the Five of Cups. So we've got two fives that have come through, and five is, sorry, just straightening everything. Five is the number of conflict. Okay, so we have to just acknowledge that right off the bat that we do have this conflict, which is again confirmation that we are our own worst enemies in stopping ourselves from achieving. I love the fact that we have got this Page of Coins in the middle, and look at that pile of books that he's holding on to. So books equal knowledge, equals power, equals understanding. And we have this very official looking building behind him, which I'm assuming is like a university. Because the Page of Coins, he is about learning. He is about grasping knowledge, grasping understanding, gaining all of that. And you know what we tend to do as human beings, and this is for all of us, this is for all of us as the collective. We are so focused on doing the right thing. We're so focused on doing what everybody else expects of us, what everybody else wants of us, that we often forget or neglect our own needs, wants, and desires. We are thriving. Of course we are. We're doing everything right. We're accomplishing and achieving and gaining and growing and, you know, status and power and money and jobs and whatever else. We're doing all of that. Tick, 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 all of those kind of things. But we're not thriving. We're not living life. We're not appreciating and enjoying. We're not like this lady here. I mean, sorry, but her face and her happiness and her joy just really draws me in. We're not like her, where she is just so in the now and just so happy for the little acknowledgement and the reward that she's been given. And she's just so in that moment. We're like, no, it's not enough. I need more. I must do more. I must get more. And that is how we are in our own way. So we often ask ourselves, why are we not happy in life? Why are we not thriving? Why are we not doing well? Why are we not smiling, happy? You know, because we never allow ourselves to get there. We never allow ourselves to actually just be happy. It's always like, no, I will be happy when? I will be happy once I've accomplished, once I've attained, once I've achieved, once I've gathered, once, instead of actually just being happy in this moment. So how can I learn to get out of my own way? The first card we have is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, let's have a look at it. So we've got a bit of a thunderstorm happening. You can see that there is rain coming down. We've got three swords lying on the ground, and we've got this lady clearly walking away from something, holding on to, clutching two swords, three of them lying there. And this is the card of recognizing when you've had enough. It's also the card of recognizing, you know what, actually, I'm not going to do this. I am not going to participate in this situation because it actually doesn't serve me. I don't need all of that. I am happy and content with just the two. So I'm going to take my two and I'm going to walk away and I'm going to leave the drama behind. So the Five of Swords in this particular case is saying sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you have to do things that make you climb out of your comfort zone, but it's the only thing that you can do in order to take care of yourself, to safeguard your own sanity, happiness, and success. So sometimes you have to just take what you want, take what you need, walk away, and leave other people to deal with whatever it is that you're leaving behind. Don't feel like you need to be the last one to leave. Don't feel like you need to stay until everything is cleaned up and tidied up. Sometimes it's good that other people have that lesson and that opportunity to learn how to pick up after other people. Sort yourself out, look after yourself, move on. Okay, then we've got the Page of Coins, which I have already explained, which is about accumulating knowledge, accumulating understanding. But what we have to be mindful of here is you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can have all of that information inside your brain, but still not know what to do with it, still not know how to put it into practice, still not know how to actually be happy. You can't learn how to be happy. You don't get that in a textbook. You get that through experience, through recognizing, through finding balance, through finding, just thriving in life. And then finally, with our Five of Cups, and I think this is the kicker with regards to the question of how can I learn to get out of my own way? So here she sits. You can see that she is despondent. You can see that she is miserable, unhappy. Life is just, it's pretty awful, right? It's pretty awful. She is upset at what has happened here. The tragedy, the disaster, the destroy, the whatever you want to call it, of what has taken place across the bottom. That is what has consumed her. Her anxiety is through the roof. Her fear, her stress, her worry is through the roof over the damage that has occurred over here. But she's so engrossed in this disaster that she's not seeing these other opportunities right there. So it's like when things go wrong in life and we get so fixated on what's gone wrong that we don't see the opportunities around us. And that is how you get in your own way. So how do you learn to get out of your own way? By recognizing what is your struggle and what's not your struggle, walking away from what is not your struggle, walking away from the things that actually don't affect you, okay? That's not your place, not your situation. Page of Coins is how to learn to get out of your way. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to have all the information. Stop trying to have all the knowledge, and actually just be. Just be in that moment. Pause for a second and say, let me just be aware of what's going on. Let me not feel this obligation to have the understanding, the facts, the truth, but maybe let's just trust our instincts, trust our gut, and to just be in that space, be in that moment. And don't allow yourself to get caught up when one or two things go wrong, but always, yes, acknowledge it, clean it up, do whatever you need to do, but immediately look around you and see what other opportunities may be there. Because often when things go wrong, it's because it needed to go wrong, because it was the wrong thing for you. Maybe this particular liquid that has spilt out of these cups was poison to you, and maybe those two over there do not have the poison in them, but because you're so fixated on the wrong issues, you're not seeing the opportunities. So again, how can I learn to get out of my own way? By walking away from drama, by stop trying to be perfect and looking around for other opportunities when things go wrong. And if you can do those three simple little things, you'll be amazed at what you achieve, what you accomplish, and who you ultimately become. All right, so friends, that's quite a heavy one for the week ahead. I hope it helps. I hope it guides you on your journey of life, and I hope you have a good week with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, friends.